everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Angel and I talk a lot about just me trying to live the most beautiful life possible. I'm on a 365-day challenge to do things out of my comfort zone, 365 days of discomfort, and today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while. Also, excuse my aesthetic. I haven't slept yet and it's like 5 a.m. but I'm feeling very contemplative. And what I want to talk about is why leaving your hometown, even for just a little bit, is one of the most beautiful forms of growth that I have experienced as a person. I'm not saying that, you should leave your hometown, but this is how me leaving mine has changed my life. About a year ago, I left California. I'm from San Diego, and I actually lived in LA for a number of years, but that was only 2 hours away, and I had gone back and forth to and from LA since I was a kid, so it really is my home. And a year ago, I woke up and I decided to move to New York City. And it was a really, really terrifying move because I was both intimidated to move to New York City, and that was the furthest I had ever lived from home. I mean, I did have a brief stint in Boston, but I left after 2 years because it was too hard. And so I was scared to kind of do that again. But I did. And to be honest, it was the best thing to happen to me in my entire life. I find that there is a level of growth that I experienced living in a place where very few people knew who I was. I was able to redefine the person that I wanted to be, and I could also exist in a space where I could start with a clean slate in regards to like my dreams and my ambitions, and everything seemed so endless because there was no one who had a preconceived notion of who I was, what my dreams were, what I wanted to do, and there was liberation in that, true liberation. And every day when I was in New York City, I mean, I'm still in New York City, feels like a playground. And everything, from the food to the architecture to the people, the fact that everything is so different has fostered this sense of adventure within me that I didn't have living somewhere that was close to home, living somewhere that was very, very familiar, because I was used to comfort and hence I existed within a certain level of comfort zone, you could say. But when I lived in a space, when I currently live in a space that is still very much out of my comfort zone. I live in an apartment where everything is so different. I live with roommates from different cultures and backgrounds, and everything is constantly challenging. And while that can be exhausting, it really fosters and challenges you as a person and as an individual. I think one is that it allows you to also find strength within yourself, within myself at least. A lot of my friends from back home were from college or from high school, people who had known me for a long time. And on the flip side of having no one know you here is that not that you have to prove yourself to people, but you have to stand strong with who you are as a person and not let what other people's assumptions of you are define how you exist and maneuver around your life in this new space. It can be overwhelming to be in a place that has so many different components. You're like getting used to a new city, new people, like if you're going for a job, like a new job, a new culture, and it can be insane. But moving to a new city, outside of my hometown, outside of my home state, that was crazy. 3,000 miles away from home, but still within the country. It made me realize how big the world is and how small I had allowed my current world to be. And I think it's really important to note that like it's really beautiful if you have like this great group of friends and a great job, and like I'm not saying that one should constantly force themselves out of something that they have fostered and created for themselves. But in my particular case, I sat here and I saw and met people from different countries, different backgrounds, different walks of life, different careers that I had never been able to expose myself to. And it just opened up my mind, different perspectives, like even at the dinner table with roommates, like I was mind blown by how much I didn't know. And that made me curious about what else in the world I am missing out on, what else in the world I have to explore. And it fostered this fire inside of me that I am impressed with. And I think I thought I had left a while ago. And you meet people, and I think specifically here in New York City, because there are so many people, I have met people who align so much with how I define myself that I wasn't necessarily able to find back home, because I already had this like set group of friends, this set pattern. But here in New York, like I had nothing. I came with nothing. I came with very few friends, and I was able then to find people who I naturally aligned with based on the person that I was and who I wanted to be, or I currently was and who I wanted to be, rather than, you know, my past, which is really great. It's really great to have people who have known you for a very long time, but friendships that you meet in certain phases of your life are very, very valuable. And I've met friends who, you know, who are in the same career that I want to get into, who have a very similar mindset to me, and that has helped me grow so much as a person, and it's been really beautiful. I know it's scary to do things like leaving your hometown, to leave everything that you've built, because it's hard. It's hard to build new friendships when it takes a long time to meet people who truly feel like home. It's hard to find a new job or a new environment, and honestly it took me like, gosh, next to like 8 months for me to actually get used to New York. And I think actually this month, which is, it's December now and I moved in October of 2021, it's like, this is like month 14, 13 or 14, and I think I am finally used to New York. And yeah, a year is a really long time, and there are times where I'm missing out on holiday parties and, you know, family functions and like things with old friends that mean a lot to me. But I think sometimes in order to grow, to become the person you desire to be, you have to say temporary goodbyes to the people that you love at this moment in time. I have a lot of realizations in the fact that we only have one life, and we have the ability to live every day at our own will. I mean, of course, there are like certain, you know, restrictions and all that, but there's power in choice. And if I had the ability to move, I had the flexibility to move, and I don't regret it, because I have learned so much. I have grown so much. I've been challenged. I have cried. Oh my God, have I cried? I've cried a lot. I felt lonely a lot. I have felt out of place. I felt depressed. But I look back on this year of living in New York City, and I realize what an accomplishment it is. That no matter even what happened here, that I had the courage to do it. I find that I get comfortable very easily, and I get scared to leave that comfort zone even more easily. And every time you challenge the things that make you comfortable in favor of the things you truly desire, life becomes filled with color. And I like it. So here's my 2 cents on that. If you think about leaving your hometown, these are some of the good things. There are a lot of drawbacks for sure, but I just wanted to focus on the good. And I'll maybe make another episode about more of the difficulties, but leaving your hometown, what a trip. And I will say that it was the best decision I have ever made in my life. Thanks for joining me, y'all. I hope you have a beautiful night, beautiful life. You are heard and seen, and I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.